Well, tonight's story is about a little boy who had a box with an egg in it, and inside the egg was a dinosaur, or so he said. Anyway, the little boy had a brother and a sister, and a mummy and a daddy. One day, the little boy came down to breakfast as usual, but this time he was carrying with him under his arm a box. The little boy's name was William.
William?
Yes. And he had a brother called John and a sister called Emily.
Andy?
John said to William, to his little brother, "What's in the box, William?" And William said, "I can't tell you, it's a secret." And Emily said to John, "Go on, John, please tell us what's in the box." "No," said John, "it's a really big secret, I can't tell you." Well, his brother and sister were left wondering what's in the box because John wouldn't tell them. The next day, when John came down for breakfast, once again he was holding the box. "You still got that box, I see," said William. "Yeah, he's trying to pretend there's something interesting inside, but he won't tell us," said Emily. "Yeah," said William, "we don't care what's inside your box." "Oh, but you would care if I told you," said John.
Where's the daddy? Where's the daddy gone?
Well, the daddy's having breakfast too, actually. And the daddy said, "Yeah, John, show them what's in the box." But John didn't want to show them. And his sister said, "Please, John, give us a clue." And the mother said, "Yes, give Emily a clue. Just give us a little hint what's in the box." And John said, "Oh, all right. I'll give you a small clue. It's round and it's smooth and it's quite big." And Emily said, "Oh, I know what it is. It must be a pebble." "No," said John, "not a pebble." Then William had a go. "I think it's an egg," said William. "Oh, you found out already," said John. "You're right. I won't tell you any more." "Are you sure you've got an egg in there?" said Daddy. "Yes," said John. "It's a... Oh, no, I can't tell you what sort of egg it is." "Go on," said John. "What's inside the egg?" "Yes," said Emily. "Please tell us what's in the egg." It's John. William said, "Please tell us what's in the egg." But John didn't want to tell them. And after breakfast, he took his box back to his bedroom and hid it under his shirts in his bed and in his cupboard. Next day, John came down for breakfast, and his daddy said, Daddy said, "I see you still got that box with you." And Mummy said, "I hope you're not sleeping with that box." And then, without warning, there was a small noise from inside the box. "What was that?" said Daddy. "Yes, it sounded like it came from your box," said William. "I hope it's not a mouse," said Emily, looking a bit frightened. Well, John wanted to help the people who were doing the work to make the house better, and to do that, I fell asleep in the story, sorry. So John went upstairs again with his box as usual. Next day he came down, and Emily said, "How's your dinosaur egg, John?" And John said, "How did you know it was a dinosaur egg? I never told you." And she said, "I didn't. I just guessed. I was just making a joke." And John said, "Well, now you've found out it is a dinosaur egg." And William said, "Dinosaur egg? There's no such thing. No, dinosaurs were extinct 65 million years ago, due to a giant meteorite striking the Earth." "Yes," said John, "but this one's really a dinosaur egg. I can prove it to you, but I don't want to show you." Emily laughed. She said, "I won't believe you unless you show me." Next day, John came down to breakfast with some holes cut in the top of the box, and he kept peeping inside. "Don't tell me your dinosaur's hatched," said his sister Emily. "No," said John. "I'm just making sure he's all right, but he says he doesn't want you to look at him." Finally, John takes another peep and says, "I think my dinosaur's hatching," and he grabs his box and runs up to his bedroom. The next day, John comes down and the question is asked by his daddy, "Can we look in your box yet if your dinosaur's hatched? Has it hatched?" "Yes, it has," said John. "The dinosaur's hatched." "Is it really a dinosaur?" says Emily. "Yes, it is." "Go on, John, can I look in your box?" said William. "Yes," said John. And John took off the box and took off the lid of the box, and inside there were some toy soldiers. "That's not a dinosaur," said William. "No, it's not," said Emily. "You had us fooled," said Daddy. "Yes," said Mummy. "I half believed you." "No," said John, "there really was a dinosaur in it, but when I opened the box after he hatched, he got out and flew away and said bye-bye to me, and that's the last I saw of him. So I put my toy soldiers in the box." Everybody laughed. They didn't know whether to believe John or not. Could he be making it up, or could it be true?
And it shows us the battles.
Yes. So we don't know what was in the box. Do you think there really was a dinosaur egg in the box?
Yes.
Do you think the dinosaur really flew away and said goodbye?
Yes.
Well, that's what John said. His mummy and daddy and brother and sister weren't so sure. But we'll never know, because the story doesn't tell us what was in the box. The only thing we know is when it was finally opened, it was full of toy soldiers. And that is the end of that story.